Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn your post notifications so you don't miss an— Amy stretched out on the beach, letting the warm sun soak into her skin. She sipped her coconut water and gazed out at the glittering ocean, thinking of nothing in particular. Her mind had been restless lately, filled with feelings she didn't quite understand. Growing up, she'd always felt a little different from those around her. While her peers formed relationships and dated casually, she remained uninterested. That is, until she met him. "Mind if I sit?" came a deep, gentle voice from beside her. She looked up to see a man silhouetted against the blazing sky, his features hard to make out. "Go ahead," she replied, curious about this stranger. He lowered himself gracefully to sit cross-legged in the sand. Up close, she could see his face was kind, yet serious, his dark eyes holding an ancient wisdom. Though he looked to be in his late 20s, something in his energy felt much older. "I couldn't help noticing you seem lost in thought," he said. "Care to share what's on your mind?" His voice had a pleasant, lilting accent she didn't recognize. Intrigued, she decided to open up. "It's silly, really," Amy began, tracing patterns in the sand with her fingertips. "I just feel like there's something missing, you know? Like I'm waiting for something." She trailed off, feeling foolish for sharing such personal things with a stranger, but when she glanced up at him, she was surprised to see compassion and understanding in his gaze, rather than judgment. "It's not silly at all," he assured her gently. "Oftentimes when we feel something is missing, it's because our soul remembers what our mind has forgotten. We all walk this earth seeking the same things: purpose, belonging, and most of all, love. But the forms love takes can vary greatly between souls." Amy tilted her head, taking in his strange yet wise words. "What do you mean by that? About the forms love can take?" She was genuinely curious now. This man spoke with the voice of experience beyond his years. He gazed out at the rolling waves, as if searching for the right way to explain. "All beings desire intimate connection," he began slowly. "Yet the nature of that intimacy differs. For some, it is physical, romantic partnership. For others, platonic or familial bonds suffice. And for those, like myself—" He paused, as if weighing how much to reveal. "Go on," Amy urged gently. By now, she was enthralled, hanging on his every word. He turned to meet her eyes, and she was startled by the emotion she saw there: vulnerability, hope, and an endless sadness that pierced her soul. "For wanderers such as I," he continued softly, "our deepest fulfillment lies not in fleeting earthly delights, but in sharing wisdom, healing wounded souls, and cultivating compassion wherever our path leads. The love I seeks transcends all boundaries." Amy inhaled sharply, realization dawning on her like the morning sun. "You're not. Are you?" She searched his serene features for confirmation of the impossible. He smiled gently. "Let us just say, I am not of your world, though I wish only to live in peace amongst you." She should have felt afraid, yet looking at his open, caring face, all she felt was calm assurance. This was no threat, only a kindred spirit, wanting the same basic things as any other. "Well met, traveler from afar," Amy said, extending her hand with a smile. As their fingers met, the simplest of touches unleashed a flood of emotions so intense it brought tears to her eyes. In that moment, she knew. This soul, beyond time and place, was the missing piece she'd sought her whole life. Whatever came next, they would face it together.